Hey, it's Nick with Table 19 Media, and in this video, I'm going to show you my 5 tips for better real estate drone videos. Let's go. If you are shooting a video of a property, it adds so much production value to be able to have footage from the air to mix in with your video. Now, before you go start shooting a video for real estate properties, you will need your Part 107 drone license from the FAA. You do have to take a test, you have to pay a fee, and you will need that in order to fly legally. So make sure that you do your research and you are licensed to fly a drone commercially. Once you have that done, here are 5 tips to take better real estate drone videos. Number 1 is to use the manual settings. Now, it might be tempting to just have everything on auto, but you will see that when you're flying and having everything on auto, exposure is going to be changing, even the color temperature is going to be changing, and that's distracting and really looks unprofessional. So when you go to fly your drone, make sure that you have the ISO set, you have the shutter speed set, and you also have the color temperature set. Now, you can set the color temperature to any of the presets like sunny or cloudy, or pick your custom Kelvin temperature. But for all 3 of those settings, you want to make sure that those settings are on a specific setting and not just set to auto, or else they will be adjusting as you're flying and it's not going to look the way you want it to look. It's going to be adjusting as you're flying, so it's just not a good idea. Tip number 2 is to use an ND filter. Now, an ND filter will take down the brightness of the image when you screw on the ND filter on over the lens of your drone. So now I recommend Polar Pro ND filters because they use high quality glass, and I've just found that they are the best. You get the best image quality through the ND filter. But you want to make sure that you're also choosing the right ND filter for the time of day and and what you're shooting at. I usually always have an ND filter on my drone because I'm shooting most of the times during the brightest time of the day, and so I usually use an ND filter of I think 16, and that usually will give me enough latitude in the shadows and in the highlights so that I'm not having to adjust too much. But the biggest feature of using an ND filter on a drone is that you can lower your shutter speed down to a more desirable rate, which is double the frame rate, which leads us into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to shoot at 24 frames per second. Now, there is an asterisk next to this because depending on the kind of shot that you do want to get with your drone, you may want to be shooting at a higher frame rate, let's say 60 frames per second, so that you can slow down the footage as needed. But usually I'm shooting at 24 frames a second because that is the most cinematic frame rate, which gives you some cinematic motion blur, and overall to me it looks better. All the videos that I shoot, I'm editing in a 24 frames per second timeline. So shooting drone footage at 24 frames per second makes sense and fits in with the rest of my composition. So the asterisk is really based on the need for your footage and obviously the project that you're working on, but overall, in general, I shoot at 24 frames per second. Tip number 4 is to get as close as you can with your drone to the property. Now, I know that it might be tempting to, since you're flying the drone and you can fly up so high, in the sky, that you're just getting wide shots of the property. But I would suggest that you only need the drone to get wide shots, maybe 1 or 2 wide shots to show maybe the proximity to water or proximity to something else, of the property. But I would really make sure that you're getting shots where you can get as close as you can to the property and maybe rotate around a little bit. It's going to add a lot of production value. It's going to look a lot better than just a whole bunch of wide shots with the drone. And I think your clients will appreciate the different vantage point of the drone, but being still so close that you can see the details of the property. And the 5th and final tip is to use speed ramps. So using speed ramps is a really good way to show time from one location to another. And I'll give you a couple examples. One being where I will start the drone at head level with the property and then shoot up probably 200 or 300 feet And then what I will do is I will speed ramp that, so I have to start the shot off, at head level with the property, and then zoom up to show the view or the beach in front of it or the community above, in front of it. So that's an example of where I don't want to show the entire process slowly of going up to 200 or 300 feet. Especially when you're traveling long distances with the drone, you don't want to have the video in real time of you traveling that long distance, especially in real estate videos that probably don't need to be any more than 2 or 3 minutes. Another example is getting a wide shot of a property. Maybe you're rotating around it, but again, you don't want to have 30 seconds of you just slowly rotating around a property, especially if you want it to be a smooth rotation. So that's a good example of using a speed ramp to where you can start one location and quickly move to show another vantage point still in that shot. Video is the biggest marketing tool for real estate out there. And I've put together a course that teaches you how to shoot and edit cinematic videos for your real estate listings, vacation rentals, long-term leases, and any other property that you have. I'll show you which apps to use to shoot and edit with, how to frame your shots moving through a property, and some accessories to help with the shooting process to produce professional looking video to publish on the MLS in social media. In the course, you can ask me any question about anything in the course and get updates about apps and tools to help you make your videos even better. You can get the mobile video for real estate course at a special price if you sign up right now. Click the link below to join me in the course and get started making amazing videos for your property. Before you go, I want to tell you about our mobile photography for real estate course that takes you from start to finish shooting real estate photos just using your smartphone. For almost a decade, I've shot professional photo and video for hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate. I'll show you which apps to use and how to use them to get quality listing photos and marketing material. You'll learn about different accessories to use as well as how to frame your shots and edit them to get stunning photos every time. You'll get access to me to ask questions throughout the course so you have help along the way. Right now you can get this course for a special discounted price. Just click the link below to get started today growing your brand and business. I can't wait to see you in the course. All right, that's it for this video. Let me know if I missed anything. If you have any other tips that you'd like to share, make sure you leave those in the comments. Give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe too. Got tons more videos I'm gonna be pumping out of here. But also make sure that you check the links in the description below. I have some links to check out the drone that I use and some of the filters and stuff like that. So feel free to visit table19media.com, and I will see you in the next video.